Right.
Your camera is frozen actually. Maybe
Yeah.
just um, leave and join again.
How about
Okay,
you?
we're
It's
live
from my
already.
end. Let me
Just leave
refresh.
and join. All right. So, good evening, everyone. Um, welcome to another episode of Young and Bowling. This is a Christmas special episode. All right. So this is the sixth episode, and I know it's been a while since we did this. So it's good to see you. It's good to do this again. And it's a pleasure to be here. Today, we have a very interesting topic and an interesting guest as well. So, if you're here and if you're watching us live, or even if you're going to watch the replay, you're watching the replay later, I want you to just let me know your name and where you're watching us from. Okay, let me know your name and where you're watching us from. And then as we go on, do well to engage with the session. Our guest is already here, so I'll bring him up and introduce him so that we can start immediately. We're already more than 15 minutes behind our allocated time. So we'll begin immediately. I'm trying to bring him up. All right, so he should be joining us now. Sabeta, good evening. You're welcome. Can you hear me? Your mic is muted. Your mic is muted.
I realize. Good
All
evening.
right,
Thank you for
welcome. Good
having me.
evening. Thank
Yeah.
you so
Thank you.
much for being here with us. Okay, so quickly, let me do a very brief introduction, then I'll hand over the floor to our guest. He's the one speaking today. I'm just here to learn from him. Our topic for today is how to build a quality network of friends and colleagues. And we've heard it, they've said it many times. Your network is your net worth. The quality of people you have around you, as your friends, as your colleagues, will ultimately determine how far you will go, how much you can achieve, and how fast you can even recover from setbacks and challenges. All right. So, how do you go about, identifying, nurturing, and sustaining profitable relationships with people that can aid your growth, that can aid your ascent up the ladder of greatness? That will be the focus of today's um, episode of this program. And our guest is a new media thinker and strategist and a coach as well. So this is what he does. He's good at breaking things down so that we all can understand it and we can run with it. So I'll be handing over the floor to him now. If you have any questions as he goes along, please do well put it in the comments so that at the end we can take the questions as well. And remember to engage as you watch. Sabetel, the floor is yours. Please go ahead. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much, Mr. Godsplan. I hope you can hear me clearly.
Yes, I can hear you very well.
All right. Amazing. Amazing. Thank you very much for putting together this amazing session, how to build a quality network of friends and colleagues. I like the fact that you added there because most times when we talk about network, we talk about network friends, we talk about networking with people or connecting with people. Um, people have this ideology that is always with people who are um 2 to 7 times better than them or industry experts. They have this mindset about influencers connecting with top leaders, top industry experts, or people who are way, way, way beyond their current level. Okay, so while that is okay, while that is good, networking also has to do with people who are on the same page as you are, right? Life is in cadence. I've always said this. Life is in cadence, knowledge is in cadence. So I made a post sometime, I think that was recently, a few days ago, on my timeline on Facebook. I think your camera is I don't know, it paused. So can you still hear me? Am I live? Am I audible?
Yes, I can hear you. I can hear you.
Okay.
Can you see
All
me
right.
now?
Amazing. Yes, yes, I can. I can.
Uh,
Okay, so a few days ago, I made a post on my timeline where I talked about going down the social ladder. That post was actually from request made from people. I made a video, a reel where I talked about going down the social ladder, how that people are trying to rise, and they are always looking ahead of them. Their eyes are always fixed ahead of them, trying to connect with people who are above them, industry experts, top leaders, influencers, people who have gone way, way, way ahead of them. So they're trying very hard, and they're trying way hard, and they're also finding it very difficult to get the attention of these people, to network with them, to connect with these people. And that was how I got the idea of going down the social ladder, right? So I want to share this before we move into it's practically part of what we are discussing tonight. So that was how I brought about the idea of going down the social ladder. So I like the fact that you added how to build a quality network of friends and colleagues, because people do not see potential in connecting or having an ally with people on the same cadre, or people who are even way lower than they are currently. Why? Because they feel like there is no value they are going to get from these people. Okay, so they feel like, what do I stand to gain? What support do I stand to gain? So people are always, especially young people, young persons like us, we are always looking for a way to get the attention of industry experts. We're always getting to, we want them to give us a shout out. We want them to mention us on their post on Facebook, on Instagram, give us a tag, give us a shout out, and all of that. While all of these things are beautiful, but you see, I have come to realize that networking is a two-way stuff, right? Networking has to be mutual. Networking doesn't have to be um beneficial, one-sided. Okay, so in as much as you're trying to build a quality network, okay, you must have to have the mindset that it has to do with you as a person and the other person. Okay, now there is this ideology beyond around networking that I want us to. I don't know if I'm supposed to use the word breakdown, but why this ideology has eaten deep down so many persons. Why? Um, it is very, very expedient that a lot of young persons come to realize that networking does not should not only be you considering how or the possible means of how you can attract people or connect with people. It should be how you can also become that kind of person people would want to connect with. Okay, so when we talk about connect, when we talk about network, building a quality network and all of that, so all our attention, the ideology behind it, around it is, how do I get to connect? How do I get to connect? How do I get to connect? How do I attract people? Sorry, how do I get to connect with these people? How do I network with this person? How do I get the person's phone number? How do I get this person's email? How do I become an ally to this person? How do we become friends? How do we become partners? But the other part of it that a lot of young persons are not actually thinking is, how can people find me valuable to be connected with? So you see, people are always thinking streamlined. They're always thinking in the one lane part of it. So networking should come in two phases. It should be how people would find you very valuable or worthy to come connect with you, and how you also can be very valuable for people to find it easy to network with you, or how you can also connect with people who are above or on the same level with you. So networking is in two phases, right? But the one all of us who have the as allergy around is always looking for a way. We are trying so hard to connect with people who are above us, or trying to build a system where we have a lot of people who are above us that are carrying us on their shoulders. While that's very beautiful, but we should also think about how the possible ways how we too can provide values to an extent that we do not always find ways to connect with these people, but they are also looking for ways to. I'm on live session. I'm on live session. So how they can also find us very attractive, okay, to come make us an ally. or connect with us actually. So let us just now try to demystify these two possible ways. One is how to connect with these people very easily, and how they can also find us attractive to come connect with us. So networking is not, it should not be streamlined. It's not a one-way stuff. It does not have just one face. It has two faces actually. If you were to consider it in this way that I've explained now. Please, can you still hear me? I think your video is paused. Let me know if you are still live.
Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you.
Okay, all right, amazing. So, like they say, your network is your net worth, and that quote was said by Porter Gale. He said, "Your network is your net worth," and that is something I like about Ronald Burke. He said something that really struck me, and he said that if you want to see well, he said you should increase your network and not get a glass. He said increase your network and not a better glass if you want to see well, and that's true. So I really can resonate with that because 2023 was a whole lot for me, trust me, and I really found the benefit of having great people around you. Okay, and that's why I said I like the fact that you added colleagues at the end of the topic. Okay, so people don't find value in colleagues, they don't find value in people who are on the same level and cadre of knowledge with them, right? So their eyes are always fixed above, trying to attract industry experts and influencers. Why that is good, but please let's not underestimate the power of friends and colleagues around us. These people can become a support system truly. And like I said, 2023 has proven this for me, right? I have a lot of friends. I made a lot of friends in 2023 online. Okay, and part of the speed I experienced was from these guys. Okay, so let's not just pay so much attention in how to connect with people who are above us. Well, we'll get to that actually if we have the time. But let's think about how we can surround ourselves with people who can add value to us. Okay, because if we're trying so hard to attract these influencers and celebrities, it might be very hard. Okay, but while we are disregarding the people around us who can be of a great support, who can be a great support system to us to rise quickly, and then make us very attractive to these people we are trying to connect with. So and these people can, they can be people who you even undervalue. They could be your friends, they could be your classmates, they could be people who are in the same industry. All right. So these people we can, but let's just hop into how we can actually build a support system around, can actually build a support system around us, a quality network of friends and colleagues. One is that you must be that person people always gain value from. Value is something that is very attractive. Okay, value is very, very attractive. Value is very, very attractive. When people can easily get value from you, they find you very, very attractive. Right. So 2023 has proven that for me, like I said before. So people are easily attracted by value. Uh, I don't know if you are a fan of or you're a lover of Apostle Joshua Selman. He said, "Catch fire and people will watch you
Yeah.
burn." Right. So it's in catching the fire first. People will gather to watch you burn. Right. In fact, it's even easier for people who are above you, those influencers you're trying to connect with, the industry experts, top leaders, right? It makes them very easy to connect with you if they discover that you are somebody who is valuable. Not just that, but you're contributing a whole lot to your community at your level. I'll give an instance. I I got a message from Jennifer Joel. It really shocked me, right? But I was not really surprised because I knew why. That was when I think that was during the Jennifer Joel Youth Spotlight. So he sent me a message actually to know how much prepared I was for the show. And I was surprised. I was like, wow, Jay Pajo sent me a message for the first time. But along the line, I discovered that was value. Okay, he saw value and he was attracted easily. So while the rest of the people are trying so hard to get to him and get his attention and all of that, Beautiful. One thing that will make it very, very simple for you to get these guys come to you, like I said, working is a two-way stuff. You going for them and then coming for you. Okay, is value, and they're not just coming for you because they feel you have value. They want to see the impact in your, around your community, in at your level. So one is value, one is impact. If you're valuable and you're making impact, okay, the journey becomes way easier. The journey becomes way, way easier, way, way easier. Okay, so like I said before, it's 2023 has proven a lot to me that, but one thing you should gain after getting value is be someone who is always obsessed with impacting people. Okay, this alone can, I don't know how to, but it's just like you pouring sugar on the floor, and then you just go back and watch ants gather around sugar, trying to. So it's just very attractive. Value and impact is very, very attractive. It can build you, can give you access to a lot of persons, a lot of persons. So earlier this year, I got a call from a friend that I've always admired online. He called me, and that was after I volunteered for one of his events in Owerri. Yeah, I was in Aba then, so I traveled from Aba to Owerri for a volunteer meeting. So after the volunteer meeting, I traveled back. He called me, and then we were on a conversation. He told me how that he wanted me to be an integral part of the planning team for next year event. And I was like, wow, someone I just wanted to connect with. And for the first time, we were having a conversation. So he's trying to bring me into his planning team for next year's conference. Right. So the next strategy there is volunteering. That's just that. People can easily make you a part of them. They can easily connect with you if you're ready to serve. Service is one of the shortest way to rise to influence. The more people you serve is the more people you have influence over. Right? So service is one way to value impact service. You can say service or volunteering. Um 2020, I got a course from Esther Adebayo in 2020. That was my first course I got online. And that was Canva Design Bootcamp. I don't forget Canva Design Bootcamp. I paid 2,000 naira for that course as of 2020. Now she says it's at 5,000. So I was still a newbie in graphic design then, and I applied one strategy that I will always talk about it anytime I'm speaking on networking or trying to attract people to you. I always make reference to this story. So while I was, learning, practicing, getting mastery on Canva, I did something for Mr. Paul Chinedu. You should know Mr. Paul Chinedu, the lead generation expert. So I saw one of his flyers for advert, and it didn't really look so well. It was just, kind of, I don't know if it was one that designed it himself. So I saw that flyer and I didn't like it myself. As a graphic designer, what I did was I downloaded the flyer and I redesigned it for free. I made a design of that flyer, and I made two actually. Designed the flyer with the detail. I made another flyer, a better one with the details on the old one, and then I sent it to him. He was wild. So, and he told me he was going to use the flyer for the next ad. After he wow, after he gave me a shout out on his wall, that was in 2020. That was how we connected. The next thing he did was he connected me with a high paying client that I still work for till today. I've not seen her for once, but that woman has paid a lot of money. So that's why I keep talking about service. Okay. And I had to give, because over time I've used that as um I learned from that very, very scenario. Okay, that's stuff that happened between Mr. Paul and I. So I gave it a strategy I call emotional banking. That's what I call it, emotional banking. So when you do things for people, and or even when people pay you to render a service for them, and then you over deliver. But I like saying do things for free for people, even when they don't call for it. Okay, it's one way to rise. It's one way to build your network. So Mr. Paul now referred me to Mrs. Ujunwa Hilary, who is now one of my mentors. She resides in Abuja, and that woman has paid me a lot of money just for graphic design alone, not for other services I've done for her. Okay, she's a public speaking coach, and she has earned a lot of reputation in Abuja for public speaking. That was how I connected with her. So I was thinking, how could I have connected with somebody of such caliber? So if I did not do something for free for Mr. Paul. So you see, rising is not hard, but the thing is that we are not trying to rise the right way. Okay, people want to jump the step on a ladder. That's why I said before when I started this session, if you go down the social ladder, it's very simple. Rising is not hard. Go down the social ladder, start making impacts in your own current level. Okay, it is people that are on your own level that would announce to the people you're even trying to connect with. Okay, so it's just like um John the Baptist bearing witness of Jesus. Okay, Jesus was coming, but John was in the witness, bearing witness of him. So you see, there are people who will announce your coming. There are people who will announce your credibility. There are people who will announce your capacity. There are people who will announce your proficiency, your mastery. It might not be you, but it could be just one job, one act of service, one act of volunteering can just be one way, to. So while people are busy trying to get attention of these people, top leaders, industries, but the wise ones are thinking about what do I do to get these people attention easily and not make them see me as a burden. And that's very simple. It's by volunteering service. Okay. I've gotten a lot of opportunity in 2023 from a friend. She's a lady. Two major opportunities. One is that I'm currently applying for state leadership. Okay, I won't mention the name. This is a live session. I won't mention the name of the organization, right? But I currently applied for state leadership, and that opportunity came from her. Okay, what did I do? How did I connect with her? Online, I saw she was hosting a conference in New York. I picked interest, and I started to do promotions for her on my own timeline, free of charge. Yes, I did a lot of promotion on my timeline, talked about the conference in New York. Some persons went to that conference because they saw the post on my timeline. I talked about it on my timeline. That was how we connected. So she sent me a DM, started talking, and from that, a lot of opportunities has come from her. Just a shout out. So people can easily connect with you when they see that. Like I said before, networking or building network is it should be a mutual stuff. It should not be parasitic. Okay, if you don't have anything to give, don't even think about networking because nobody will want to give you and not take from you. First is you must be very valuable. Okay, people must find you very valuable. Two, you must be someone who has the capacity to make impact. Okay, like take for instance, during the application for the state leadership, one of the questions they asked in that application is, how have you been able to impact your community in your own level? That was one of the questions they asked. How have you been able to um, impact your community in your own level? I think they also asked if we've also held conferences, physical and virtual conferences, and how many participants we had in such conferences and all of that. So you see, for you, there are certain persons you cannot connect with until they've proven that you're somebody they can work with. Okay, so people don't want to connect with you because they feel like you're gonna be a burden to them, and nobody wants that. Okay, so one is value. You must have the value. Two, you must be a person of impact. Then three is an act of service. Okay, service and volunteering is a quick way to rise. Quick way to rise. And the last I wanted to share is what which I've not done this actually, but I've seen a lot of places it has worked for. Trust me. And I learned that from this guy. He's a digital marketer on Facebook. I follow him online, and he has been doing this for for some time now, and I learned that strategy from him, is gifting people you want to connect with. Okay, and I noticed that anytime he goes for a conference online, he goes with gifts. It could be portraits, it could be, I don't know, but he always goes mainly with portraits. So, and I now discovered that some of these people are highly sought after speakers. Okay. And I discovered the way he easily connects with them and take pictures with them. And I know that there's no way this guy would give them a portrait, exchange pleasantries, take pictures, and not get their contact, because the guy does that intentionally. I know he's intentionally doing this thing, right? And I found out that this is one way also to connect with people. Okay, so even if you have 10 bodyguards and someone is coming with a nice looking portrait of you, you would want to accept the person, you want to know who the person is, connect and accept gift. Another thing is gifting. Okay, and you must be someone who is visible. I start that on my timeline. The one way to rise to influence is visibility. Okay, we cannot talk about rising to influence or connecting with people in top leaders or becoming someone who has a high network without talking about visibility. Visibility, nobody is talking about visibility, but visibility is very important. As far as influence is concerned, visibility is concerned. In fact, it's paramount. It's foundational. That one is a basic requirement to rise. Is visibility. Okay, but whilst a lot of people do not have visibility, and you must learn that people appreciate gifts. There are people who appreciate gifts a lot. Find what they like and be someone who is always gifting. Okay, gifts can open doors. Gifts can actually open doors, a lot of doors for people. It has done for me. Yeah, and some certain levels, it has done for me. Okay, I've gained some access. I gained some access earlier in life through gifts. Okay, my pastor, I gained access to him through gifts. Okay, so there are a lot of things that can happen. There are a lot of doors that can happen to you, that can be opened to you through gifts. There are a lot of connections that can come because of gifting. There are a lot of network. You can connect with a lot of people through gifting. So I when I see this guy apply that strategy, I was like, wow, okay. So right now, as we're talking, me, I'm now thinking of who I'm going to get a portrait, a portrait for in the next conference I'm attending. So, and
And get one for me now.
building network is very important. Sorry. So which conference am I going to see? So
Plan
if I
one.
see you
We'll plan
anytime
one.
soon, if if you be in JPI, if you be in JPI leadership conference for that course, then I'll get one. Certainly, I'll get one for you. Seriously, I'm very serious. I'll certainly get one for you. It's coming in
No
March.
problem. We'll talk
So yeah.
much. No
So
other.
I've seen this guy connect with a lot of persons. Even I think I saw this guy. I can't remember the boy. He's an artist. He made a portrait for Just Too Funny when he came for SM Fest to wear it, and then he made another one for John Obidi. Omo, I was still at the repertoire team. I was seeing this guy taking pictures with this guy. I was like, what is happening? What is happening? This guy is busy exchanging contacts. I was just repertoire. So gift is one way to build your network. If a man who knows how to give gifts, it can open a lot of doors to you. It can connect you with a lot of persons. And I must say, networking is very, very important. Building a support system is very important. Another way to do this also is to belong to a community where you are not just at the receiving end, you're someone who's also contributing to the growth of that community. Okay, you belong to a community of like minds. That's one way to build your network faster. Build your network faster. Okay, whether it's a community of people of the same age grade, I don't know, but just belong to a community where you can share valuable insights, you can make impact. Okay, people are always looking up to you for wisdom. People are always looking up to you for contributions. People are always looking up to you for amazing insights. Values, back to back values, consistently. It's a quick way to your network. So young persons must understand. We must come to the realization that the way the world is going now, the way the economy is shifting. Okay, because what is happening now currently, I tell people, It's not economic meltdown. It's an economic shift. Things are not going to go back the same way it was. Okay, the way or rather. So it's an economic shift. Don't expect 24. Don't even expect 2024 to be better. Okay, so I know that the first is coming. All of us we are going to shout amen on top of our voices. But the truth is, what is happening is an economic shift. And one way to position yourself strategically to live above the economy is to build your network. Yes, to build a solid support system, and that can come from your community. If you are a part of a community where you are not just a member but you're a core member, is a quick way to build your network and have a support system around you. All right, so let's see if we have any questions so far. We are ready
All
for
right,
quick
thank
move.
you. Yeah, thank you so much for what you've shared. You've shared a lot, and very, very vital facts you've been dropping. There are just two questions here, and then we'll wrap up with this before we hit the hour mark. So, someone is asking, can volunteering be done wrongly? Because you talked about volunteering service. So, like, is there a wrong way to do it, or maybe a wrong motive or a wrong mindset? Can it be done wrongly? That's one question.
Everything that has right has wrong. If volunteering can be done right, it can also be done wrongly. That's just the fact. So, first of all, volunteering comes from a place of sincere service. Okay, that we said volunteering can help you right does not mean that your sole um aim should be just to look for a way to connect with people. No, 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 no. That's not the intention. Okay, it should come from a place of sincere service. Serve is service. Forget about the name volunteer. It's serve. It's service. It means that you are working without pay. Okay, you don't expect a pay, but it's just like giving yourself to something, whether or not you are paid. Okay, you are giving out. You're giving out energy. You're giving out your knowledge. You're giving out your strength. If you're someone who has a skill, you're giving out your skill for free to make an impact, to contribute to something. Okay, but the thing is that um building connection is like a result from that. Okay, so it can be done wrongly, truly, yes. Really be done wrongly. Um these days volunteers get certified now. Just like SM Fest, I volunteered for SM Fest, I volunteered for other conferences. So you see a lot of persons just join the volunteer team just because they want to get certificates, but they don't contribute. Okay, so during the volunteering exercises, during we will allocate tasks. Say, okay, you carry out this task, you carry out this task. At the end of the day, when you ask them for reports, it's stories upon stories. You now discover that their sole aim is just to get certificates, and then come on post Facebook or go to Instagram or go to LinkedIn and now share, say, congratulations, I get certificate for. At the end of the day, you did not serve. And Bible says heaven knows those who are his. So true. Okay, we know people who volunteer, and these are people that we would intentionally connect and network with. Okay, people who contributed to the whole stuff. So even anything that can be done right can be done wrongly. Volunteering can be done wrongly. So that's that for that.
Okay. Yeah, thank you. You've answered that question very well. And just like you said, now volunteering is giving service, giving free service for a particular purpose. So you're not doing it for a reward, you're not doing it for a benefit, you're doing it because you want to advance that cause. Maybe you're volunteering for an NGO, you're volunteering for a program, for a conference, you want to advance that cause. That should be your sole intention. Anything that comes out of it is a bonus. It's just like you want to give arms or you want to give somebody maybe the less privileged something. You're not doing it because you want people to praise you, you want people to
Yeah.
maybe spread your name everywhere. You're doing it, the main aim is to help that person. So anything that comes up apart from after that is a bonus. So when you volunteer, the
Yeah.
wrong way to volunteer, like you said, is volunteer because you want maybe you want a certificate, or you're volunteering because you heard that okay, this person is doing something, and you just join the volunteer team so that maybe you can get chance to connect with the
I
person.
just
The
just
truth is, it can
yeah,
hurt you if you do that. Yeah, it can hurt you if you do that because if you join a volunteer team, for instance, and you're not pulling your weight, you're giving excuses instead of giving results. If that person you're trying to connect with takes note of you that you're not a productive person, you are even
yeah,
destroy your chances of connecting with them. Because in future they may
exactly.
have something that involves you that they need to do with you. They'll remember how you behaved in their volunteer team and you lose the
Yes,
opportunity.
yes,
So please do not hurt your chances. If you want to volunteer, please serve. Okay? It will not take anything from you and you will learn. There are so many benefits to volunteering. We will not do it here.
yes, yes.
We'll not
We
talk
know.
about it on this session. But it's a good way to connect with people if you do it rightly. All right. So that's for somebody watching, just to add to what our guest has said. And then the last question we have here, is it, what can you say about people who take advantage of volunteers? What can you say? Because how do I put it now? Let me see if I can explain the question. Sometimes you volunteer for one thing. Maybe you join a conference group and you want to volunteer as maybe a graphic designer. But then you're being asked to do this and do that and do that and do that and do everything. And it's almost now as if you're like a slave or something like that. What can you say about that? People who kind of take advantage of free service because it's free.
Yes, I understand. I've been in that point a long time. Yeah, and I even like the fact that you use graphic designer because graphic designers experience this a whole lot. At the point I was overwhelmed. So the thing is, clarity is very important, right? Clarity is very, very important. Be clear before you volunteer. Ask for the I don't know the right word to use there.
Job
Ask for
description.
how job description exactly. Ask for job description. Be clear before you go and start doing something that you cannot finish. Oh. And please don't just volunteer because other people are volunteering. If you know you have a lot on your desk, don't go and volunteer because it's just like you doing your normal job without getting a pay. Are you getting it? But for the fact that people would want you to do and go extra mile, please get the job description. Okay, so I think my O1 in school, my SUG president sent me a voice note this morning. So we are currently organizing mega skill acquisition game. And said he said he needed a graphic designer, a volunteer graphic designer this morning. So I made that post on my status. It's still on my status as we speak right now. So a guy sent me a message. The guy is still in Moa too. So the guy said to me that he's interested. I sent him over some and said, go and ask him what he needs you to do. If it is something you can do, then you volunteer. Because I understand, because it will get to a point where the pressure will come. Of course, pressures will always come. Okay, you'll be demanded to do a whole lot. If it is not something you can withstand, if you cannot stand the pressure, don't go in the first place. And if someone gives you a job description before you volunteer it, before you started volunteering for whatever it is, right? And at the end of the day, the request and the pressure is beyond what you expected, or beyond what was, given to you. I think it's I don't know, but it's expedient you take a vow. Okay, if you cannot face the pressure, state it clearly that is no, I cannot handle this for the meantime because of so reason. Don't go and risk your mental health because you want to volunteer. I beg, please, oh, build
All
your
right.
right frame of mind. Now, person wey die alive dey volunteer.
All right. Thank you for that. You've answered well. And let me just add to that. The truth is, human beings know how to take advantage of others. I mean, even when people
Yeah,
are paying
exactly.
you for a service, there are so many people that will still take advantage of you. They will pay you for one thing and they want you to do five things. And it's not as if they're
Exactly.
even requesting nicely or they are imploring you. So we take it as if it's their right because they paid you for maybe a logo. They expect you to to do their video, design their website, write copy for them, and they feel is their right. So if people can do this when they are paying you, imagine when it's free. Imagine when you're volunteering. So like our guest has said, before you volunteer, know your job description. Okay, just like before you start any job, you need to know what you're supposed to be doing. What is your job purview? What is your scope? What areas are you expected to cover? So the same thing with volunteering. Know exactly what you're supposed to be doing. All right, so that it doesn't get overwhelming, so that you know where your responsibilities end and where you can extend yourself up to. So it will help you avoid being taken advantage of. And then, like you said, if it gets to a point where it's too much, you can't take it again, you can politely decline. They're not paying you, and it's not by force, it's volunteering. So maybe you get to a point where you become too busy, or you get to a point where the tasks are too overwhelming. Just like you said, you can decline. Um, um, come up with a statement. Now, we are very good with statements. I'm very sorry to say this, but I can't continue. Okay, so that they can find someone else instead of being there and not doing anything. It's better you decline and leave. Then they can find someone else to continue with the slave labor. Okay, so I think that has answered that question, and there's no other question here, and our time is already up. So, Bethel, thank you so much for making our time for us and sharing so much with us. I'm sure that those who have watched, those who will still watch, those who will watch the replay, they will learn a lot. So, thank you so much for being here. The aim of this whole program, since I started it, is just helping young people find their bearings. I call it young and balling, helping young people, make the most of their 20s and 30s. So thank you for contributing to that. God bless you. God bless you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for hosting me. God bless you, sir.
All right, sir. Let me finish here then. We'll talk on WhatsApp.
All right.
All right, so guys, let me take 2, 3 minutes to wrap up. Sabete has said a lot. We are looking at how to build a quality network of friends and colleagues. I know why I said friends, because we neglect the place of friends a lot. When we talk of, building a network, building our career, building, influence and all of that, we neglect the place of friends. We are, like he said, we're always looking at top industry professionals. We're looking at influencers. Those people are not friends. Those people are mentors. Those people are role models. They are not friends. Many of them, except you get very close to them, they cannot help you when things get tough. They can't help you when you don't have anyone to talk to. They can't help you when, uh, you know, when shit hits the fan. So you need friends. You need people close to you. It doesn't matter if they're offline or online. They are all online friends I have that are closer than my own neighbors. So it doesn't matter if they're online or offline, but you need friends, people who you can really talk to about anything. People who there is nothing too sacred or nothing too private to discuss with. People who can pray for you. Those are your friends. People who you can call anytime. They can pray for you. They can advise you. They can listen to you. Okay, you need to build these people, and they are the people that will see you through the tough times. They are the people you grow with, you ascend the ladder of greatness with. So he has shared about 6 ways to be able to, build a quality network of these people. Be a person of value. Okay, like attracts like. So if you want valuable people around you, become a valuable person. Then not just having value, make sure you impact people with your value. Teach people, coach people, guide people. Let your value have a positive impact on the people around you, on your community. Then he also said, volunteer, serve, render service for free. You want to connect with people, the one of the best ways is to serve, render service. He said also give gifts. Okay, if you can afford it, if it's within your capacity, give gifts. Nobody rejects gifts. We love accepting gifts. So when you give someone a gift, you reduce that person's resistance to whatever you're coming for. All right, so give gifts. Know how to prepare the road ahead of you by giving a gift. And he also said, be visible. You want to build a quality network. You want to gather influence. You must be visible. Remember, a city set on a hill. Why is it set on a hill? For visibility, so that it can be seen. All right, it must be set. That city must be set on a hill so that it can be seen and will not be hidden. So you must be visible. Stop hiding. Stop being shy. And then finally, he said you should belong to a community of like minds. Okay, iron sharpens iron. So if you have a community where you discuss ideas, you discuss innovations, you discuss, visions, it helps you build influence. And in that community, don't just be a receiver. Okay, don't just be a sponge. Be a giver. Be someone that you know adds value to others. Answer people's questions. Help people out when they have challenges. All right. So thank you. The next episode of this session, I don't know when, but I think we'll be looking at volunteering in depth since it has already come up in this session. In the next one, we will look at volunteering in depth for episode 7. So keep an eye out for that. If you've not subscribed to this channel, do that right now. Just hit the subscribe button so that whenever we have a live session, whenever we have a new video on this channel, you will be notified. This channel is full of valuable life changing content that will help you grow, help you sell better, and help you be a more rounded individual. So take your time, go through the videos, watch the sessions, and keep going. All right, so thank you for being here. Whether you're watching the replay, you're watching us live, God bless you. I'll see you some other time. Bye for now.